And live. Hello, everybody,
Hey,
and welcome to you,
everyone.
Jeff. We're just showing you the calves there.
Doing with some
Check the calves. Check the calves.
calf raises.
we're comparing muscles. But
Everybody.
hope you guys are having a fantastic. Today's Wednesday, right?
It's Wednesday.
I get the days mixed up now and again. So today we're going to be talking about form. We're looking at some complex movements, and the movement today we're going to be looking at is my personal favorite, the deadlift. Absolute best lift you can do. A nice heavy deadlift is the most satisfying thing you can do.
And muscles
my
we target on the deadlift?
So muscles deadlift is one of those magical exercises where you're targeting a whole bunch of stuff. So predominantly hamstrings, glutes, and lower back. Assistance muscles are your quads, your calves, your core, your traps, your forearms, your triceps, your biceps.
That's awesome.
It's a little bit of everything. The trick with the deadlift is if you can, you're able, and your back and every joints nice and healthy, going heavier enhances the benefits in terms of how many muscle groups you're working. If you're lifting a 1 kilo dumbbell, it's great for your glutes and your hamstrings. Doesn't really translate to the forearms, upper body, etc. You go a little bit heavier, then you start challenging those muscle structures as well. So before we get into the nitty gritty, let's let everyone just join in.
Yes, say hi.
Pop in the comments. Swipe in. Let us know how you guys are doing. Send some love.
Send some love. Yes.
So if you guys enjoy this ed, you guys can also find out more information on the form course, the complex, which is on Jeff Club on the web app. The link is in the pinned comment in the comment section. You guys can just pop in there, and you guys can view more on deadlifts and other movements as well. We got CJ Dunn, sub CJ in the building. How you doing? We have someone coming in saying this is going to be super interesting. It is indeed. I can talk at length. You're going to have to stop me if I go random.
No, you go for it. I'll just demo.
I can talk for days on deadlift. I freaking love a good deadlift.
Me too.
That's as a powerlifter, I'm passionate about deadlifts because powerlifting, deadlifts is one of the 3 movements we incorporate in squat, bench, and deadlift. And my deadlift's up there.
Nice.
That's legit.
I'll try and do some good next week.
I think you'll be good. I assessed you before we started here. Your deadlift looks good. So we're going to be getting into what a deadlift is. So a deadlift is a triple extension movement. What that means is your ankles, your knees, and your hips are all working together to extend the body up. How you initiate a deadlift is predominantly a hip hinge. Your hips are doing the bulk of the work here. So you're pushing the hips as far back as you can, squeezing the glutes and hamstrings to come up. Your lower back is associated with this movement, but it shouldn't be the muscle doing the bulk of the work. The bulk of the work should be coming from glutes and hamstrings. What you're doing here, you're unlocking at the hips, unlocking at the knees, bringing the chest towards the ground, and then reversing back up. That is what a deadlift is meant to look like. Some common mistakes with deadlifts are not being tight enough in the upper back region, allowing the upper back to sort of slouch, round out, and curving at the spine. Now, exaggerate more.
Told you, my form's too good.
You can't even do it wrong.
I can't even do it wrong.
You can't even do it wrong.
Okay, but really raw. I can't even do it like that. But yeah, I know what you mean.
I got it. As soon as the lower back starts to round out and you create sort of like like a cat doing a little yawn, a little stretch. As soon as you have a cat back like that, that's when you know you're doing a deadlift wrong. You need to keep in a nice neutral position. Yeah. What is neutral? If you're standing nice and upright, chest out and proud, you want to maintain that position the whole time. Even though you're bending at the hips and knees and the chest is coming towards the ground, your back does not shift position. So really try and focus on, pretend there's like something behind you, an elevated button, and you're trying to push that button using your bum. So your bum is going all the way back, you're squeezing your glutes and coming forward. That is what a deadlift is. That's what it's meant to look like. You're trying to squeeze the shoulder blades together. I like saying bring your shoulder blades towards your back pockets.
That's it, yeah.
So
tuck it down.
Tucking it down, keeping there. Boom. That is what a deadlift is all about. If you guys have any questions, feel free to pop them in the comment section. So you're saying as long as it doesn't involve stairs, I'll give it a try.
Awesome.
I'm the same. We have Velda in the building. Hello. People coming in, swiping hello. I thought deadlift legs were more straighter. So what you're referring to is a stiff leg or Romanian deadlift. So typical deadlift, you're going to bend the knees maximally. A Romanian deadlift now, you're going to keep the hips a lot higher up in the air. The knees do not move as much. and you're going to bend mostly at the hip. So let's go there. Perfect. Just like that. So this is a Romanian / stiff leg deadlift. Here, the quadriceps, the front part of the quads, are not involved as much. It shifts the focus predominantly a lot more to the hamstrings and glutes. So that is the difference between a standard deadlift and a Romanian / stiff leg deadlift. There are other variations that you can put in. So a staggered deadlift is a sort of like a single leg variation of a normal deadlift. Here, you're going to have one foot in front of the other. Your back leg is just a kickstand for balance. All your weight is positioned in that front leg, and you're going to do the deadlift motion from there. The advantage of this is if you have one side of your body that's a little bit stronger than the other, as most of us typically do, you get to target your weaker side, isolate it, and help strengthen it. So it's really good for your hip stabilizers, your glutes, your rump steak, your bum there at the back. It's actually composed of 3 muscles, your gluteus maximus, which is the big bum muscle that you see. Then you have your medius and your minimus that wrap around the side. Those are responsible for stabilization. If you're a runner or anything of that sort, your hip stabilizers are very important muscles. So the best way to activate them is to do one-legged movements, unilateral movements, so that your stabilizers work a little bit harder. So that's a nice way of working it. If you want to do a higher impact version of a staggered deadlift, there is a single leg deadlift where that back leg comes into the air altogether. Here, you can use both dumbbells. You can use just the one. If you're using just the one, use the opposite side to the leg that's on the ground.
This way, head like that.
Yeah. So this would be a single leg deadlift. Using just the one leg, maximal stabilization required from the hip stabilizers to get the job moving. Muscle groups are still the same, only now you're challenging your core and your stabilizers a lot more. A variation that's really good for inner thigh work is a sumo deadlift. So sumo deadlift, exact same mechanics as a normal deadlift, but now you have a wider leg stance, feet are pointed 45 degrees away from each other, and you're deadlifting from there. The difference between a sumo squat and a sumo deadlift is with the deadlift, your hips tend to not go as low. You tend to keep the hips slightly higher. So I want you to just bend the chest a little bit more towards the ground. There we go. There we go. That symbol change in angle shifts the focus from being predominantly quads to being predominantly hamstrings. Both of them are going to be working regardless of what you're doing because it's a very similar motion. But with muscle groups, angles, changes matter. So your body uses whatever muscle group is best suited for that specific angle. So that was a sumo deadlift. Last little variation we can look at is a suitcase deadlift. That is a normal deadlift, but using just one weight on the one side. So like you were holding a suitcase. And what this is really good for is also including your core. Your obliques and your core stabilizers are preventing your body from totally slouching to the side the weight's on. Doing a deadlift in that fashion can also help control and stabilize for those kind of variations.
For the ladies, for their shopping bags, you know,
it's a nice little shopping bag one. There we go.
So you don't hurt your back. Make sure you go down like that.
There we go.
And you pick up your heavy shopping bag. There we go.
I love that. I would never even made that connection. That is awesome. Lauren saying form is everything. Form is everything indeed. And she loves deadlifts. Deadlifts are amazing.
Absolutely. So, and I also find like building your weight up. So don't go like straight away into a heavy weight. So that's also where you tend to hurt your back if you're picking up too heavy too quickly. So yeah, start light and build up to your 1 rep max, whatever it might be for you. Also a good way to improve that way, to see what that heaviest weight is you can do. So
and don't be afraid to this deadlifts are a movement where you can actually load quite heavy.
Yes.
Obviously starting with whatever you have available, but as you get stronger, don't be afraid to add a little bit more weight into things. Deadlift is one of those that the upper elite of people who can deadlift are deadlifting 3 to 4 times their own body weight without hurting themselves. So it's something that is a really good exercise to load a little bit heavier, challenge yourself on. And if you're able to deadlift your body weight off the ground, shopping bags are never going to beat you again.
Yes, right? Very good. And then you're basically like an ant.
You're basically like an ant.
An ant can lift more than his body weight.
There we go. There we go. That's it right there. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to pop them in. If you loved this form course, you want to have even more information on different movements and other variations, on Jeff Club, in the courses section, we have a course on form, the complex. We have the basic and the complex. Deadlifts are in the complex section. It is in the comments. If you're watching this on Facebook, just click the link. It'll send you right there. Learn as much as you can. Become a student of the game.
Yes.
If your form is right, not only are the benefits of exercise a lot more than they otherwise would be, you also stay injury-free for as long as possible.
Absolutely. And you get more bang for your buck. You can actually see your muscles definition more when you do it correctly. So yes.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I was showing you the calves in the beginning there. You guys see what that looks like. Get a little bit of that action in there. But you guys have absolutely been awesome. I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions, feel free, if you're watching this on Facebook, to leave them in the Facebook section. Otherwise, pop it in the group on Jeff Club for the Form Complex. You can ask your questions there, and one of us is going to get back to you as soon as possible. Hope you guys, Ulrika's calling us show off.
I see that.
Hope you guys enjoyed this segment. Have a fantastic day, and we'll see you in the next one.
Well done.
Variations and static squats, bar low impact variations. 3, 2, 1, time on.